Hey fans, it's me Aaron for a comic show. This week is Walking Dead's 15th anniversary. We're having Walking Dead Day this Saturday, and we have a lot of stuff to show for Walking Dead Day in addition to this week's new books. Here's something pretty cool. Your store probably got this. It's the 15-year box set of compendiums, and it has a new book that doesn't exist elsewhere. It's Here's Negan, but this Here's Negan has the uncollected previously Michonne, Tyrese, Governor, and Morgan one-shots. And it's pretty neat how it opens up like this. You got 1, 2, and 3, and then you got that other thing that's exclusive just to this set. There is a hardcover of Here's Negan, but this is an exclusive softcover that's only in this box, and you have exclusive printings of the compendium. So very classy move on their part. I always love box sets, and if you're gonna do compendiums, you might as well do a box set for the compendium, and that sells for 200 bucks, which is basically about the same that you would pay if you bought all of them separately, including that Negan thing. We'll also have limited supply of these zombie masks, which are pretty cool. You just tie the bandana, and it's a zombie mask. We also will have buttons for the first people coming in, and we will have these blind bags. This is issue 19. I wanted to open this one just because I know it was J. Scott Campbell. It's Michonne's first appearance. But there are 15 different blind bag books that are highlights, key issues of Walking Dead done by different artists. And what you would get inside is either the standard cover, which this one probably is, or you get black and whites. I've seen some other retailers post that there was a Chase unannounced cover, but yeah, this is just a standard cover, but look, it's pretty decent. I dig it. It's J. Scott Campbell. So there are these blind bags, and they're just regular price, but you could get something worth a lot. You can get perhaps sketches, signed stuff. It's Chase. It's craziness. And here at a comic shop only, we have these a comic shop exclusives of issue 1. It's issue 1. It has our logo on it, and we're selling it for $2.99, the actual price of the original first issue. Yeah, things are $3.99 now, but the first issue wasn't. And other stores might be selling them at a markup, but we're not. We have a limited of 500. We've already pre-sold some on eBay. We'll continue to pre-sell them on eBay, but in the store, they will be $2.99 on Saturday. Come get it. It's collectible. There's only 500 printed. That's all I printed, so come get it. And also, there is Walking Day special comic that has some of those one-shots that were mentioned that are collected in Here's Negan, but this will be free. And we also have a new open close sign. Look, open, 2 hands, closed, 1 hand. So that is Walking Dead Day. We'll have other crazy stuff like I'm actually going to do buy one, get one free on all the Walking Dead collections because, whatever, buy one, get one free. And this $200 compendium, sure, I don't care. You spend $200, I'll give you 2. Whatever. I'm not going to make exceptions. So just come clear us out. We have volumes 1 through 30 in stock. We have Here's Negan hardcover. Come get them. It's going to be a fun day. It's going to be festive. It's Zombie Day. That's fun, right? All right. Moving on to DC. Curse Comics Cavalcade. This is getting a little bit of buzz. Sold out like all specials with holiday stuff. They're always underprinted because they have a limited shelf life. This one caught my attention because of Guy Gardner. Guy Gardner has a solo story in here, and it's awesome. It was very respectful to my main man, Guy Gardner, the one true Green Lantern. It was a horror story, and Guy solved things. Guy was able to use his mind, use his head, not just his brawn, because yeah, he doesn't get credit for that. Yeah, sure, he kicks it till it breaks, but only if it needs to be kicked, like, oh, it also has a Swamp Thing story, so yeah, we don't get very many of those. So get that if you're interested at all. It's going to sell out everywhere. I heard it was already going for more money on eBay, but I don't care. It's Guy Gardner. That's cool. I'm selling them in here. More foil covers. This Art Germ cover will go fast. It's pretty cool. I like the limited color palette that they're doing on these, and this is Supergirl versus the Green Lantern Corps because she's finding out what the Guardians had to do with the destruction of Krypton. And that's all I'm going to say about that. But it was very, very good. I know last week I said Green Lanterns was my favorite foil cover. This is a close second. I really dig this one. So that's the issue of Flash. Wonder Woman's pretty good. This is part 2 of Witching Hour. Hawkman, you have the Ninth Metal foil, and this is him and the Atom back together, reunited. Red Hood Outlaw, little red, little blood. This issue was a tie-in, unannounced tie-in to Heroes in Crisis. So there's that. You know what happened there. I'm not going to accidentally spoil it again. But someone died and in that book, and then there are ramifications of that death in this book. So make of that what you will. Catwoman has a nice foil cover. And in this Catwoman, what was cool is they're digging in some like deep cuts of Catwoman, some Black Mask stuff, some of Brubaker and Darwin Cook's run, saying like, not only is that still in continuity, you know, with Rebirth post New 52, but it's also relevant to this current storyline. And Superman, crazy foil there. Suicide Squad, nice gold foil. This is a one-shot story of just Boomerang one-shot, and I enjoyed it. Titans foil, and then finally the Detective foil rounds out this week. There's a lot of them, so get the ones you like. The coolest thing about the foil covers to me is they're just $3.99. They're not any extra money, so you can get them for regular price because they're the regular covers essentially. The B covers are those kind of Virgin-esque limited trade dress covers that aren't foil. These are the standard covers. Moving on to Marvel, Spider-Geddon #1. This is that wackadoo thing with too many spiders. So many spiders everywhere. Peter Porker. And there's deaths. There's deaths in here. And the big villains are revealed. You probably knew they were coming, but the big villains are revealed this issue, and their major deaths this issue. So this is where it all just goes nuts. Issue 1. There was enough prelude. There's enough edge of. There was a 0 issue. Now shit hits the fan with issue 1. Front loaded. Let's go. Venom 7. This is the start of a new story arc, and I'm really digging this. I'm not going to spoil who the antagonist is on it, but there is a new antagonist with this second story arc. It was great. I'm loving Donny Cates' Venom. And there is a unannounced variant of this where the UPC's on this side and the tongue's coming out. So, you know, if your store didn't pull those, just grab that and sell it on eBay or whatever. I don't care. Do what you want to do. Make out with it. The tongue's sticking out, you know. Moving on, what if Peter Parker became the Punisher? I mean, you know, we know that, spoiler, Uncle Ben is gunned down, but what if instead of, you know, taking to heart great power, great responsibility and being raised by this kind, caring aunt and you know, having a connection, a mantra to this moral code, he just wanted revenge. He just wanted vengeance. It could pivot that way, and what if it did? And that's what this is. You have a classic Punisher cover by Mike Zeck redone with Spider-Man, and it was another pretty badass single issue, one and done story with a fun ending. So I dug it. Moving on to Image, I got 2 books to talk about. The first one, Murder Falcon. This book is badassery. Look at this metal album cover-esque variant. That's pretty cool. What it is this dude, and he has this guitar, and when he strums the guitar, this Murder Falcon comes out. And the Murder Falcon can fight, you know, spider monsters, whatever he needs to fight, demons, kaiju, but spider monsters this issue. And the more he thrashes, the harder the Murder Falcon can murder. So does that do anything for you? Because it did something for me, and I really enjoyed it. It was totally fun, and it's the same guy that did Extremity. So, you know, he could do serious stuff, writer, artist, great talent. But this is just batshit crazy fun. So are you into that? Because sometimes I am. And then finally, my favorite book of this week, oh man. My heroes have always been Junkies, original hardcover by Brubaker and Sean Phillips. I love these guys. They should always work together forever. If they ever had a falling out, we would need to, you know, stage an intervention and get them back together because these guys are wonderful together. This is all of their strengths. It's the crime noir, the bad, painful romances that aren't good for the characters. You have the down on their luck character you're rooting for, and then you're like, oh shit, I liked you. Why'd you gotta go and do that? There's betrayal, and there's drugs. There's lots of drugs. It's a lot of it's in rehab, and a lot of it is a lot of these famous rock stars and other musicians were definitely on drugs and definitely did arguably some of their best work on drugs. And if that's true, then why? And why does society have to say, oh, you do drugs to deal with how poorly run society is, to cope? You're the problem. You're the problem, and you need to be isolated from society, and you need to go to rehab. You know, like I was reading this, I'm like, yeah. And what the hell is up with these 12-step programs? You know, like once you get sober, you just join a group and just tell all these badass stories of the fun you had when you did drugs? That's stupid. That's really dumb. My favorite quote from this book, and it's just early on in the first few pages, the main character, the protagonist, she says, a quote from, I think it was Mick Jagger, it doesn't matter. It was a quote from someone. Keith Richards, probably? Yes, I think that's what it was. Okay, Keith Richards said, the worst thing he could ever say about heroin would still make someone want to try it. So there's that. That's this book, and there are some connectivities to some of their previous works. Not that it matters. It's a standalone, one and done, solid story, but characters related to characters in this book may very well be characters in some of their other books that are also standalone and criminal. So there's that. I super enjoyed it. I think you should try it if you've tried any of Brubaker or Sean Phillips' work. And if you've never tried any of their work, this could be a great first volume. And that's that. Hope to see you guys on Saturday for Walking Dead Day. Go to Walking Dead Day wherever you're at. Go to your store if you like Walking Dead. And Comic Shop is going to have live auctions this coming Tuesday, 8 o'clock. We'll be giving a lot of freebies out because we're going to do a test run. We might screw up some stuff. And, you know, what better way to smooth over possibly screwing up some stuff than giving out free shit? And that's that. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.